For me, again, it all goes down to your belief system, because I've been in a position where I go into a workplace and then I'm fulfilling, like, you get those self-fulfilling prophecies, right? Oh, this place is racist, they're discriminating against me. If you go into the workplace with that mindset, you're gonna find things. You're gonna spot those things. Whereas if you go in there thinking, I'm great, I'm gonna go and give it my best shot, and me being black in this workplace is a strength. My experiences are unique and stuff like that. It's going to be a completely different experience. So again, it all goes down to how you speak to yourself.
I agree with it to a degree because, yeah, 100%. Convince yourself, delude yourself in most cases if you have to, that the reality of what you're seeing and what you're feeling every single day is an actual reality, because you want to make sure you're not affected by what exists institutionally. I get that, but we can't also ignore the fact that it does happen. Welcome to Pioneer Space podcast. I'm FDS.
I'm Kelechi.
And I'm Daps.
It's nice to be back.
Welcome back.
So you can see we've got visuals now. Same content, same high level quality content, but we thought we'd bring the visual representation in and people can see who's actually talking as well. But yeah, we're going to do an official introduction to Daps as well, before we get into sort of the nitty gritty of conversation types that we're going to have. Daps, nice to have you. Obviously, some of our listeners will know Daps from his episode from a few episodes ago where we spoke about Events Meets World. Daps is a really good friend of mine. We met years ago and we started this accountability session. Off the back of that, brought him on as a pioneer to record an episode with us, in which I thought went fantastically well, and it stands as a sort of reflection to see where you were there, where you are now. But yeah, I'm going to formally introduce you as part of Pioneer Space as well. So yeah, thanks for joining.
Thanks for having me. It's a pleasure. I look forward to, speaking to pioneers and touching on some well-needed topics, adding my perspective, and yeah, just having a conversation with like-minded individuals about how we can push things forward.
Yeah, good stuff. I think it's invaluable. I mean, your business acumen in itself is going to speak for itself. As we go through the episodes, we're going to get to know a little bit more about EMW, Events Meets World, and I hope you can share to the people some of the challenges that you face, some of the ways that you've sort of gone through, any obstructions that was placed in your path. But yeah, we'll get into that anyway. But we know Kelechi. How have you been?
I've been okay. I've been good. It's been a couple of years since we've last caught up on Pioneer Space, but little things. I've grown my hair, even though there wasn't visuals, but back then I had shorter hair. So it's been nice to experiment with that. I said to myself, I don't know how long I'm going to have hair for. So I tried a thing. And what else has gone on? I'm a Kent boy now. Used to be a Surrey boy, but now I'm back on the ends.
You were a South boy, then a Surrey boy.
Yeah, now I'm back in...
Now in the Kent boy, but...
Yeah, Kent, so...
How's that going?
It's good. I'm enjoying
Feels good to be closer to home again.
Yeah, good. Feels good to be close to work and get some nice delicacies, some nice foods that I'd like to consume.
Some culture.
Yeah, some culture, yeah. Like, it's good to be back. Feels like home.
It's good to have you back, man. It's good to have you back. Just touching up on the episodes that we had recorded prior to, obviously, us having visuals. My personal favourite, if I don't say myself, I'd probably say the one with Pharaoh, Kelvin Dora's one. I really enjoyed it. I know Kelvin said he was a encyclopedia of fashion brands, and I follow his journey. We've got each other on socials now, and I follow his journey. I see how far he's come and how far he's willing to go as well to push his brand out there, and he's doing really well. But that would be my personal favourite.
I agree with
anyway.
You. Yeah, because I feel like Kelvin had such a refreshing approach to how he seed like his future, and being so meticulous into, like, what did he say, colour of carpets, or
how many
wallpaper.
acres the garden would be and stuff like that. I think, he's dedicated to it But not only is he dedicated to the cause, he also believes in visualizing it before he attains it as well. So kudos to him. And I know he's doing very well, but I hope we're here to witness what's to come as well. Daps, what would you say yours was?
I don't want to be biased, yeah, but obviously I'm going to say mine, and I like Natalie's as well.
Good points. I enjoyed yours as well. It was a fresh, it gave us a fresh perspective to things as well. And Natalie's had to be a 2-part one. That's how much the conversation was going.
Yeah, we had a lot
wasn't
to
it?
unpack there.
And yeah, credit to her as well. She get
She's got an MBE.
Yeah, she's got an MBE now as well. So that's really good. That's really good. But fair enough. I guess today I think it'd be important to just touch upon sort of the plans that we have for Pioneer Space. You know, we'd all love Pioneer Space to be a household name, etc. We're still pushing the same message, which is to inspire people whilst being inspired. We're going to have various guests come onto the show and, you know, share their expertise, share their knowledge, their struggles and how they've overcome that, how they're overcoming it and how they failed at certain things and what does failure look like for them. We're gonna get a few people to come on there and sort of share those experiences, and hopefully someone at home will be inspired by that journey just to make that very first step. Probably talk about a few topics. Any topics in particular that you guys want to sort of speak about at all?
I think, yeah, let's talk about business.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that one's up there for me because I feel like a lot of people are looking into working for themselves or doing personal brands and then trying to scale that up and make it a business. I think that's going to be a good topic to talk upon.
Yeah, and we all have businesses here anyway, so it's one that we'll share a lot of knowledge and drop a lot of gems for as well. But I mean, we'll leave it to you. You want to start with businesses. What in particular?
I think a lot of people have the idea that they want to start a business or they want to do something that isn't like a traditional 9-to-5. But I don't think people know enough about the little details, the finances and how their tax is going to work or having to chase for payments and all these challenges. I feel like it's portrayed that it's fantastic, and then if you're not doing this, you're wasting your time. But it's not all that it seems, and I think people need to have that information before, just to be informed. Because I'd recommend people to do that if that's in your heart, to start a business and to do that. But I think there's a lot of informations, there's a lot of myths as well. So it'll be good to unpack that.
What would you say a myth that you found out after starting your business was?
Some people say like you won't make business or you won't make enough money within the first year. If your solution or your service is valuable enough, you will make enough. You will make more than you did in employment. I feel like a lot of people are put off, but I think it also depends on the nature of the business as well.
Fantastic. Yeah, I was going to touch upon that as well because I get that, and there is a reality that I think is 20 to 25% of businesses close down in the first year. There is that reality as well, and that's obviously come from a lack of income, lack of revenue from the businesses, etc.
Yeah, because a lot of businesses are bootstraps. Like they don't get grants or funding, and I guess maybe there's an assumption that things will pick up, and then sometimes the money runs out. And it's unfortunate.
And then what do you do when it runs out? Fair enough. Daps, what would you say yours was in terms of a myth that you'd like to debunk?
I think a lot of people get into business thinking that they're going to work less, like it's going to be kind of like turn off when you want, wake up when you want. But ultimately, when you have your own business, you work more. You know, on a 9-to-5, you can work 9-to-5, you can turn off. But when you've got a business, you know, it's 24/7. So I think people need to realize that it's not just as easy as it seems.
I think another thing I wanted to mention about business was you don't realize how often you have to wear the other hats. So the other hats mean like other things you have to do apart from the core nature of your business, whether that's, I don't know, selling patties. You have to do so much sales to try and bring in new business, marketing, social media, and then finance and accounting. It's
You're
a lot.
everything. You're everything at once,
Yeah.
and you've got to sort of learn on the job as well. Yeah, there's that desire to want to do everything. I'm guessing as well, but that's interesting. The business one, I think for me, I'm always gonna put on this hat, and the hat will become clearer over time. So just bear with me without being too overt in my explanation. But sort of, for me, I'm surrounded by a lot of businesses. I'm surrounded by a lot of friends that have businesses, and what I can't be dismissive of are the socio-economic factors when it comes to sort of even like racial inequalities and stuff like that, right? Because we sit down sometimes and we talk about mentorship and role models and stuff like that. There's no one to sort of tell you this is how you do it. This is how. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but personally, I don't have people close to me that I consider as role models. I've opened businesses in this country before, and for me to be able to go on and tap into some of their knowledge. But there's a socio-economic factors as well that comes from the racial inequalities that I like to sort of look at and find a solution for. When you look at spending powers as well within a certain community, a certain demographic, the spending power isn't high. So
Yeah.
your product or your service.
Yeah, all of
has
these
to
things are
really-
barriers to entry,
the barriers to
and
entry.
we'll just lower down the list.
Yeah, it's crazy though, isn't it? Looking at sort of the numbers in terms of the amount of people that close down, and what we want to do is essentially push people forward and make people want to take that first step and starting a business. Don't be too scared, because challenges are going to come anyway, regardless of what it is that you're doing, opening a business or working a 9 to 5. It's just how much do you want it, and I guess there is going to be that extra little bit of push when it's something that belongs to you as well. But away from businesses, I think it's a very important topic, and hopefully we have a lot of time to speak about that later on. But away from businesses, any other topics that comes to mind?